Hip politics, baby. Three, two, one, 1, 2, 3. And we're back with another episode of Hip Politics Podcast and the Hip Politics News. We're on site here from the Black Millennial Convention with one of the lead panelists, Miss, I would say, a woman of many hats and very well known locally. And not local celebrity in the sense she's definitely a local celebrity, but a local influencer and a person who's really bringing strong conversations to the forefront for our culture and for our people. Miss Tori Thompson.
Right.
How you doing, Tori?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. So we got to share a panel earlier today, Hip Politics, here at the Black Millennial Convention. And that's where I got to learn. I saw you in the panel, so I Googled, and then I was able to hear some of your perspective and did a little, some additional research on you. So you have a platform and a show, Time with Tori, that's really picking up steam here in the area. So tell me about that.
So Time with Tori, I started Time with Tori in 2016 as a way to bring millennials together and just talk about conversations that we wouldn't normally talk about in person or in public in general. So we've talked about sexuality and social media, gender roles, situationships, why black people hate each other. Yeah, situationships. That was a big one. Why black people hate each other. We've talked about a lot of things, and I bring them together. We have an actual cup of tea, a cup of herbal tea that I make, and we just sit and have these uncomfortable conversations, and I do it so that we can bridge social gaps.
That's
through conversation.
Yeah. That's dope. In this age of media, like that's what our platform and so many others are growing and gaining steam because, like, we both now, the internet has kind of allowed us an opportunity to get that message out.
Right.
But then it shows you that how many people wanted to hear those types of conversations, how many people wanted to have those things, and then turn those conversations into actual action.
Right.
So I really commend you what you're doing.
Thank you.
Keep it moving. Keep running it up. Don't put that down. Like Time with Tori is, like I said, I didn't have to look far for like, oh, I'm not from here, but this is definitely a thing, and she's doing her thing, and I love some of your perspective. Speaking of that, why was it important to you to be here at the Black Millennial Convention?
So just a quick background, this is my second event that I've even dabbled in politics. I always say that I'm going to stay away from politics and religion in my shows because it can get really messy really quickly. But after the first event that we did, we had a panel discussion for Tom Steyer's campaign. And
oh, wow, you did?
Yeah, this was like a week and a half ago maybe. Uh-huh. Yeah, and we just sat and talked about like the issues that he was focused on with his campaign and like what the... No, he wasn't there. He actually was there the day before, but it was like a campaign stop.
Okay.
So his team was there, and we had some members of the community just all sit down and talk about what they wanted to see in the next president, what they thought about the ideas that that were on his ticket, what they thought about for his platform and things like that. And it was a really constructive conversation. I mean, it did get a little bit heated in some parts, which you have to expect that in politics. But
not even just in politics.
We're
talking about real issues. And
right.
So yeah, this is my real life.
Right.
So yes, it's gonna get heated.
Right. But it was really constructive, and it was after that conversation that I really noticed the need for black people, especially young black people, because I'm only 25. So it's like you need young black people in these rooms.
You look 25. But you sound 35, 40, and the wisdom was really there.
Thank you. That, and I want other young people to see me in these realms too. Like, I want other young people to be like, oh, that's Time with Tori. She might be at Love on Saturday, but she's also leading a conversation on politics. Who knew? But I want people to see that you can be multifaceted. You can still live your own life and be cool and be down and be dope and listen to your future and bump your trap music, but also care about what's going on in the world as well. So that's really why it was important for me to be here today.
Oh, dope. Well, to that point, and knowing that we as a culture, as millennials, and then us, especially from our platform, hip hop, as a generation and as a culture, we're multifaceted and can have multiple things. What do you think is so important? Like hip hop, it's gonna be another banner year of music, and we're gonna turn up, and we're gonna have our great number one songs. You got The Box, and is number one of the top songs, and the Little Babies and the Migos coming out again this year. All this, like, the music is gonna be there. but this is also an election year. This is also a year of the census. Like some major things that are going to affect our community, not just at the presidential level, but down to the granular level in terms of like with the census. If everybody doesn't go out and get counted and fill those forms out, they're going to put less resources and less money into our schools, less money into our roads, less money into our communities, and less representation. So we got to count it. It's not them like trying to find us. It's like, hey, we need to stand up. And if we don't vote and we don't register and we're not involved, then now they don't have to listen to us when we go to city councilmen, we go to their offices and say like, hey, I demand you change this. It's like, you don't even vote, so I don't even need to listen to you.
Right.
My question to you is, what are you saying to our generation, and why it's important they not pay attention and get involved?
A lot of people will say, and for me particularly, right, way back when, my excuse for not voting or not being involved in an election or not paying attention to politics or the news would be, well, it don't really matter, you know. Picking a president don't really matter because that's so far up. But picking your president does matter, just like picking your state representatives, the people that go into your Congress, the people that, you know, you vote for from like the smallest of things, the people that run for city council, all those things matter. You know what we also vote for?
We vote for the sheriff. County sheriff,
and
you talk about
black
police?
people probably don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't, but that's because we don't pay attention. Not only have we not been informed purposely, we don't take the time to inform ourselves. So that's why it's important for it to be at events like this. But I mean, as you can see, though these events don't always get the exposure that they should, right? And that's why me, a young person with a nice platform, you know, a couple thousand followers, I try to throw that out there. Hey, this is something different. It may not appeal to you right now, but it should. And look at what I did. You know, it appeals to me now. Maybe I can help them realize, like, they need to get involved. They need to be informed. Because, like you said, if we don't stand up and get counted, nobody's going to count us for us. Nobody's coming to look for black people and say, hey, we want to make sure that you are taken care of next year, or hey, we want to make sure that you have all the resources that you need. No, we have to be like, do you have those resources that we need?
And we got to demand them.
Where are we going to get them from? We need them now. When are we getting them? And you have to hold those people accountable, especially.
Otherwise, we're getting your ass right out of office.
Exactly. And on a hip-hop level, right, more eyes are on Memphis now than it has ever been.
Y'all the hottest city in the country
literally. And, you know, and they used to be like Atlanta, right? But we are almost like surpassing Atlanta. More eyes are on Memphis than ever, specifically because of music. Our musicians here, they have an opportunity to make a difference too, even on a smaller level. Like, it's a lot of low-key drummers and saxophone players and, you know, background singers that sing for some of the biggest artists, that play for J-Lo, Christina Aguilera, that's been on tour with Beyonce, things like that. You have the potential, if you use your voice, you know, you have the potential to not only affect the person that lives next door to you, but you have the potential to affect the person that you work for as well. So if even on that level, like a hip-hop level, okay, I represent more than me now. It's more than me. And some people will say, well, my only obligation is to be an artist. That's cool. But are you just an artist, or are you a black person too? Like, and outside of that artistry, right? I'm pretty sure you're a black person first. Exactly. So outside of that artistry, what are you gonna do for your people
before you put out a rap song?
Thank you. And if you want that community to support you, you need to in turn support them.
And you support them. There's multiple ways. You don't have to just go back and give money and
opportunity. Right. And I'm not saying,
you need to do that too.
And I'm not saying go be like, vote for this person and we finna have a rally today. Like, no, it don't even always mean that. Sometimes it just means coming to these events, coming to a panel discussion, coming to a seminar, coming to something where somebody else is going to be, where you have the opportunity to change minds, to shape opinions. Those things are necessary.
Well, Tori, thank you. Thanks for sitting with me for a few minutes.
Thank you for having me.